a big surprise. Particularly the Ashe to me is I truly believe that Barrel has brought it back to everyone's attention, that that's a thing that you can do, as it is going to be at a Aurora that did make it through. We don't know if this is going to go to mid or top. Most likely to Bulldog, but we'll see if they actually stick with that.
Yeah, Bulldog was the first one to play it, the first one to get a win with it, and looked pretty good on it last week, as Faker also played this last week as well, and that is a Diana. Imagine if it was both of the Wind Bros and Diana. That would be really funny. Sejuani going to be the lock-in here. That is a lot of synergy in a 1-2 package here for T1. Of course, the Yone could be going towards the top side, but I'm scared, Chronicler, because that is Cuz's Nidalee. And do you know how many times he's lost on Nidalee?
I do. How many? 0.
Yeah, not many.
It's 0 times.
If any.
Split.
Yeah, it's a rough time.
When it comes to the 2v2, not the best combo here. Aurora, as strong as she is, doesn't necessarily have the most amazing setup for Nidalee. I gotta say though, Nidalee Azrael, that feels like a great 1-2. For T1 though, having the Yone and Sejuani combination I think is strong because one, it's a flex. I think that Faker has looked better in terms of where he was on the map, but I think mechanically his Yone, couple of Q misses that didn't end up working out. Ults were kind of all over the place. But I am happy to see Sejuani picked specifically with a really strong melee laner. And it can go towards top, it can go towards mid. I think it's most likely going to go towards Faker, but we'll see. I think the Cuz Nidalee, to me, is a much bigger deal than Ondo's Rakan. I think Ondo has been solid, and his Rakan is great, but it's not to the same extent that we have seen Cuz take over games. Is Carrier going to lock in a support here, because obviously counterpick would be available to Ondil, and he has been pretty happy to go for some of these more creative picks. Something like the Leona is still available, and I think this is a really good call. This is a blind Gnar, right? There is going to be the counterpick opportunity unless they want to flex the Aurora at the top. But I think T1 has also made the call that's not the case with the Cassante ban. And using Carrier's champion pool is a really solid call, because there is a lot of champions that Ondo could have played that could have made it really hard if you lock like a Leona, for example.
Well, the Karma is being considered. Ezreal Karma is something that they have looked very good on, but Leona is still up, and they're going to go with that one instead. Now, Renekton is available and could theoretically be an option here, but instead it looks like they are going to move the Aurora towards the top side of the map.
No, you can't.
No, I love this.
This
triple
is
IP. This has got to be it. Or
Don't
something like
that.
this. This is fine too. Pick your poison there, Dudu. He's got a lot of pretty good options, but I mean, Nidalee Renekton on Dudu and Cuz, like, these two have been the backbone of this team, and they can really get them off on the right foot. They managed to layer things correctly. Now, Carrier with counterpick, thinking about a rel angle, just needs some engage. Rakan, I think, would be fine too.
Either work. There is not necessarily as much AoE outside of, I think, specifically the Aurora we saw in the previous game. What can happen if you pick a Rakan into too much AoE damage? The Rel, very, very obvious as well. Goes together really well with MF specifically, because you have so much AoE CC to set up for these big plays. And for the Kwangdong Freaks, I do think the Renekton can struggle in the 1v1 if he does get set behind. But this is basically what amounts to a pick, or at least a very upfront burst comp. You can slot a little bit into poke with the Nidalee and the Ezreal, depending on how the game plays out. But if you look at the engage that's available in T1, I don't think you're going to be allowed to do a whole lot of poking. So getting the Nidalee and the Renekton specifically ahead as much as possible.
This Kwangdong Freaks comp. Dangerous drops. Jump into the rift for game 1.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Onto the rift for game number 1, Kwangdong Freaks versus T1. And I'm remembering back, and I'm thinking maybe the reason why T1 didn't take away Cuz's Nidalee is because they're like, well, you weren't that great when you were on T1, so like it should be fine. But I don't even know whether that was true. And they should probably have known that maybe this pick could get ran over. Ona very, very good at Nidalee himself, so we'll see how he can actually mitigate some of the power here. Oh, a little bit of danger here as Jonah Strong turns the lights off. There's the spear connecting onto Ona. Cuz looking to push him out and will successfully do so. Now he has free reign on this top side. Ona actually having to go back, and Cuz is going to pull the wave. to make sure that Dudu is going to get this crash. Is the spear going to land? And is it even possible for it to miss? As, nope, that's going to be the setup, but it's going to get pounced on. They try to do it, and Owner is there to save him.
We are expecting KWANGDONG to struggle with his bot lane as Zeus.
Yeah, he's going to hit Minina once again, so he can now harass Dudu out. Dudu does have his Kulbamik. That's going to help that health bar go back up again. Now, Cuz with a spear is going to find Owner, steal away the dragon, and Andel's making his way in. They're looking to try and answer that first blood that Owner was able to take away, but the spear is going to miss, and KWANGDONG FREECS going to have to settle with a free leash on a Drake. Generally,
what you'd expect to get out is a 1 versus 1. Like, Cuz will die as Owner comes in, but that said, though, as mentioned, really nicely done by Cuz, not losing his mental, as we know. This guy is very resilient, so ends up getting the Drake steal and the triple grubs. So kind of back on track in that regard with the Nidalee into Sejuani.
Cuz hopping on over, will be able to get in here. Yeah, knows. There is no vision around here as Dudu is going to set up for it. Owner in here. The spear not really connecting. There is the Mega Gnar to come through, and Zeus just picks up the kill, and now Cuz going to be in a whole lot of trouble, looking to try and pounce his way out, but Permafrost is there. They throw down the boulder. He does get the Primal Surge, but it doesn't matter. Now Bulldog's in trouble as well because Kerry is ganking the mid lane. T1's just sort of everywhere right now, and they're going to extend that gold lead to 1,000 now. At about 10 minutes is, all right, Bulldog's going to see what he can do here as the flash out from FAKER gets him out of the circle of doom. And Bulldog not going to find any joy outside of the summoner spell. This wave is going to go down. Cuz still going to be able to look for some grubs here. That is going to be 6 on the docket if he's able to take these. It looks like there's going to be no Sejuani in the area. T1 will be able to collect themselves a dragon. Doesn't feel great. Just grabbing a Chemtech. Still, it's not bad. And Cuz actually...
Another?
Yeah, wanting to come over and contest this one.
They're down a member here. They should know. Yeah, they have enough wards, so they do know that they're down.
Yeah,
one person. Leaper's on his way.
All right, so they do just give this one up. And Leaper in the mid lane will be able to just push this wave in. So Andal looking for FAKER. Solar Flare and the Zenith Blade are going to go completely wide. And FAKER's just going to continue wandering towards the lane.
Yeah, Leaper trying, or Andal rather, trying to set up the preemptive ult there so that when you go in, you CC, but FAKER very unimpressed by all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to catch him. Should be the dragon going over. And good rotation as well here, actually, from Bulldog to catch that bot side wave without giving up too many resources, catch the wave, and get the dragon as well. Now Cloud,
ooh,
it's
love that.
solid, but really, if you're KWANGDONG, I think you were looking for Hextech. Hextech could have been really, really big here, given the amount of poke that you have available. Obviously, we're always going to appreciate Cloud, but...
And Gumushi is just been quietly farming this entire time. Looking to try and grab some more plates here as well. Got a couple on the bottom side of the map. He's going to grab one here in mid.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of money that T1 are putting together, and KWANGDONG FREECS haven't quite been able to find as much of it on this map.
What we are going to look towards as we get towards these fights is how well can KWANGDONG isolate a target. That is a power that the composition still very much has, and a lot of that is going to rely on Bulldog and the ultimates that he can find, or, as mentioned, Dudu, who...
yeah, Kerry going to crash into Andal. Mega Gnar is going to be activated here by Zeus, his owner moving on in.
All right, this is going to be big. It's going to be the ultimate of Guma versus that of Bulldog. Can he channel it? Can Bulldog get backline access?
Yep, Dudu just going to shove this wave in. Teleport at the ready. Can actually be there at a moment's notice. This fight for the Herald could be a thing or could be not. Spear going to connect onto Carrier. FAKER going to look for an option onto Andal, but he just presses the Eclipse button. He should be okay. Bulldog just trying to bounce around. Zeus in Mini-Nas, kind of susceptible. As Spear once again connects, but this Rift Herald will belong to T1. True Shot Barrage a little bit late. Is going to do a bit of damage, but otherwise not too much. And Dudu looking to try and grab some local gold, taking down this outer turret. And that is going to be first turret blood going over to the Renekton as well. Actually, kind of a big deal, trying to get him back into this game.
Yeah, I don't mind the call here. You see KWANGDONG, they were really playing that with 1 foot basically already out the door, going like, we're gonna...
Well, I mean, that's what stagnant is.
Well, I feel like stagnant has a more negative connotation as a Bulldog.
Yeah, he is going to collect an ulti here. Bulldog is going to be able to bounce into stealth, though, as he gets over to the other side of his circle. KWANGDONG Freaks just going to eat a few abilities, and they should be okay.
A lot of damage to come down. Leaper is pushing in mid, as Ezreal feels relatively safe. Owner looks to be answering that, but do note, they did get 4 grubs, so at least going to have a little bit of additional pushing power. That's some ultimates gone, though. We'll see. Guma just going to pick this up, and particularly when you have your summoners available.
Being pretty good at making sure the Dragons go over to KWANGDONG Freaks thus far.
Banana Brush.
Yeah, Banana Brush control comes in. As FAKER actually winning out in this, these trades against Dudu. Really nice. As, okay, Speaking to connect onto Gumushi into the backline, but that's a great Magnet Storm onto Bulldog. Unable to actually finish him off as FAKER ults in, doesn't quite find the ulti, and in fact will just go down. Leaper was right there and grabs himself the kill. That should be Soul Point going over to the KWANGDONG Freeks, but they'll have to sacrifice their outer turret in mid lane in order to get there. Because we'll go on over, collect that dragon. And is it going to be another charge? It's not. As Leaper gets to the other side, we'll be able to poke her in the eye. So, Owner is clearing out vision, that banana brush, but there are a lot of waves that need help. And so KWANGDONG Freaks should be able to get this.
Wave needs to be caught. And there, the fact that Amdil makes it out and FAKER overextends, and we saw this in the previous game as well, those ults, if he hits it, it's been hit or miss. And I think mostly towards the miss column as Guma is...
Solar Flare coming in. It's a lot of damage from Leaper as the Glacial Prison comes down. Bullet time is decent. Leaper actually having to get out of the way of that one. Andal's really dead. As Cuz realizing he's not going to be able to find an avenue in, and Leaper is still on the run. Zeus gets in there with a teleport, does have to invest that one, but this is an inner turret that they could theoretically be taking down, but instead, Ezreal says no, and that is going to be that one locked up. FAKER now, once again, going to be ultiing forward, not quite doing anything, and Bulldog is just going to take out the minions. I think it all comes down to whether Bulldog can string together this Cosmic Drive as he's going to hop into stealth. I think Owner actually spotted him just there. We did see the vision, but still not enough to actually save this outer turret in mid lane. That is going to be collected by Leaper. Zeus moving towards the Dragon Pit. That one's going to be up in 50 seconds time. Owner with some vision now of it. And FAKER will be able to clear out this outer turret. That will answer. And Cuz on a ward here, as we can see. Gets a trap down. Well, KWANGDONG Freeks, they have started it up.
There we go.
Just throwing a lot of abilities into it. Owner is going to get pushed back. He can wrap around in time, though, to go for a bit of a 50-50 as there's the teleport from FAKER. Carrier going to get slowed down here. As in position is Owner. There's the Magnet Storm, not exactly getting the most value, as now Leaper is looking to push FAKER away. Carrier is going to be taken down, and Zeus, he will hit the Mega Gnar, but he's not going to be able to stop this soul from going down. FAKER is going to have to rebind his soul, and now he's 1v1ing against Leaper. Meanwhile, Zeus is going to fall down, and the KWANGDONG Freaks are going to win the fight. Oh, FAKER taken down, can't unbind the soul in time. And is that just Baron as well?
Yeah, Atlas, that's Soul and Baron to come through here for the KWANGDONG Freaks.
Oh, Gumushi. I have to face check Bulldog here. Doesn't have his ulti, but can still do a lot of damage on this Aurora. Look at how fast he is. It's kind of nutty. True Shot Barrage not really going to do anything at all.
Owner has flash.
Yeah, Owner is still here. This is still really, really risky for the KWANGDONG Freaks. They do have vision now.
Oh, Atlas.
T1, can they save this? That's the question. Bullet time comes in. They're going to try and take it down. It's Guma that takes it. Of course it is. They have to sacrifice themselves. None of the Barons stay up. But if we can't have Baron, you can't have Baron.
And Dudu, man. Keep Zeus out of the... So Zeus did TP back in.
He did. He might kill Cuz. That Primal Surge was pretty good. That is going to save him. Yeah, don't have a lot of context. for that whole situation there. Dudu is going to be taking an outer turret here on the top side of the map, and the splits continue with Aurora at the bottom.
As you're saying, the backline on Kwangdong wasn't threatened.
Arcane Shift is going to get buffered as Leaper actually able to just get out of that. Doesn't even press the cleanse button.
What?
Nerves of steel, man.
Oh, Leaper and Guma, they're doing the stare down, you know? It's like, whoever breaks first.
Yeah, exactly.
Loses. Not allowed.
Come on, Andil, throw a soul flare at Gumayushi. Let's see.
He's just going to take it, man. I want to repeat. Every individual game matters. We are in an insanely close playoffs run.
Leaper is playing real hard. It's okay. Gumayushi can get taken down really, really low. This is 3 items on the Ezreal. He is a big deal. And that is going to be in a turret taken. No Baron, but yeah, still a whole lot of sieging power.
And the rotations, Atlas. Like, look at how quick they are.
It's called the Swift Rift for a reason, baby. And Zeus going to be taking a fair bit of damage, make it rain, but Andil very, very happy to tank that one up. Warmog's already in hand. As Gumayushi's been pretty good at keeping his distance from this Aurora. And T1 know that this is a fight that they have to win if they want to stay in this game, because the Elder is going to be so incredibly difficult to deal with. 50 seconds on the Baron as well, so whoever gets the Elder probably gets the Baron.
It's so hard to walk up to mid-wave into an Aurora.
Well, Owner is just going to go in. Glacial Prison does go wide as Faker eats a fair bit of damage there, but the Primal Surge is going to keep Bulldog so healthy. And now he's able to dash forward, finds the circle. Gumayushi is going to immediately flash out of it, and Owner, he cannot press Q to get out of that one. Still, Cuz will be eliminated. They trade junglers, but Faker's going to be taken down, and Dudu is an absolute monster. And that is into the backline. Bulldog, he's looking for Gumayushi, but he stays alive. And he's got the Bloodthirster, but I don't think he's got Crocodile protection. That is not covered in his insurance policy, and there's a reason for it. True Shot Barrage not going to work out. Dudu is underneath a turret, so apparently he'll enter your home as well. Crocodile's extremely dangerous, and Zeus, he's the last man standing.
Oh, I thought that maybe that was going to be enough, but they do waste enough time to at least stave off the game for now. But realistically, this is going to be both the Elder and the Baron going over to Kwangdong. For Kwangdong would make their chances of making playoffs so much better.
Well, Zeus has been put into a circle with a bunny girl who is favored by the Dragon Lord. And Zeus is just going to have to try and kite it out as best he can. Andil's going to be here as well. The Baron is going to go down in the meantime. So Wallop coming on through doesn't really matter too much at all. So Zeus will be falling. Cuz should be able to activate it with the red buff. And there it goes. Owner now out of position as well, as Dudu should be able to lock him down. There's Zenith Blade for the setup, and Leaper grabs that kill himself. Faker is in the bottom lane though. Gumayushi was setting up this inner turret in the mid lane. True Shot Barrage looking to try and cancel some of these backs though. You can see he's going to sail past where Gumayushi was and not going to be able to hit Faker. So he gets back home. But now you've got an inhibitor down on the top side of the map, an exposed inhibitor here in mid lane as well. And Kwangdong Freaks, they are all business today. It's all about taking this one down. It's into the circle. They go Faker. It's going to be eaten by a dragon. That's 3 on the floor in the blink of an eye. And in the same amount of time, Kwangdong Freaks finish off the Nexus. They're 1-0.